7 Days to Die is a survival horde crafting game. I like to think of it more as a survival horde crafting game, because it seems like all we do for 7 days is accumulate an obscene amount of materials. We affectionately refer to it as the zombie block game, and aside from some occasional jank, it's a fun time. Although the title may be a little misleading, because it usually takes me about 7 minutes to die. Dying in this game is part of the experience. Ironically, it's also part of the losing experience. When we're not getting torn to shreds by dogs or Zambos, we're great at finding other ways to die. Uh-oh. Like accidentally falling off of our own buildings. Can't be starving if I'm dead. Needless to say, getting experience is already a grind without the two of us helping slow down the process, so we usually crank up the experience multiplier with no shame. I really would like to make a spear, and I still wasn't sure how you found the wood.
You don't have wood?
Yeah.
Okay, let me think about this. So I have 14 wood.
Can we
so
trade?
I could give you wood. Ow.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. It seems like every time a game allows me to assign points into something, I end up having the option to either reset them at no cost and experiment, or fuck up my character build beyond reasonable repair. There's never a middle ground. In 7 Days to Die, I'll always ask him where I should put my points, and what he's doing with them, and he always gives me some nonchalant answer. I have a skill point. What should I spend it on?
Whatever you feel like.
Just finding each other can be a challenge in and of itself. When we spawn in clear across the map from each other, it shines a pretty bad light on my sense of direction. The game gives us coordinates and gives us plenty of tools to meet up, but I'm at a tremendous disadvantage when I've got dandelions to pick and bunnies to chase after. It's not the first game I've accidentally wandered in the opposite direction for 10 minutes, and it won't be the last. Ooh, bird's nest.
10,000! Where's the X? Supposed to be right here. 10,000 paces east.
Oh, east? I thought you said west.
Sticking together is a huge part of the problem. Even when we meet up, it seems like I'm always getting lost and having to have him come and find me. It's hard not to just wander off towards the nearest point of interest and lose track of each other. It was such a problem that we both started picking up obnoxiously bright hair colors in order to stand out more against the landscape. Hello there.
Oh jeez, you scared me. Holy shit. Hi.
What you doing?
I made a hole.
I do have a problem with the fact that some of these zombies look sexier than I do though. I don't have any signs to back this up, but it seems like an overwhelming amount of the time I get stuck with the ugly zombies and he gets attacked by the hot ones.
God damn.
My boyfriend seems to have an idea where we're headed most of the time, but I've got this sneaking suspicion he's just pretending like he does in order to impress me. I'm not saying that just because our adventures usually find our way home by spawning in a bedroll, but it's definitely a one-way trip most of the time. Did you leave?
Yeah.
Oh, I made food. I thought you were starving.
I am. I'm just not planning on coming back.
The crafting UI took some getting used to for me. It was a bit of an information overload the first time I hit tab and tried to figure out how to mash my stuff together into an axe. As it turns out, it's not a great idea to be standing out in an open field reading a bunch of menus during the apocalypse. Ah!
Oh shit.
Crafting plays a major role in this game, and I can't even begin to explain to you what all the different materials are used for. Sometimes I'll open up a storage box and feel like I'm looking at a visual aid for the periodic table. We're already limited on inventory space, so it's not likely we'll be able to carry everything. And if there's one thing I hate in any game, it's leaving behind goodies on the floor. Okay, so there's a box on the roof, and it's gonna be mine. You'll know it when you see it. Every time I go walking into a building, I feel like the person in a horror movie who wandered off from the rest of the group and is about to get got. Ah! I think it might be better for my heart to wait for my boyfriend to handhold me through every building we find, so I have someone to scream with when the inevitable jump scare happens, but I just can't help it. I'm addicted to the rush I get from trying to face my fears in my own time.
Jesus Christ. That scared the shit out of me.
When it comes to zombie games, I usually prefer the ones where I get to be loud and not give a damn about stealth. In 7 Days to Die, my clumsiness usually results in every zombie within a 6-mile radius making a beeline for me and my boyfriend. Sound is one of the several ways the zombies find you, and so being discreet has its advantages. Although I'm already paying attention to stamina, health, hunger, water, and the list goes on. So my apologies when I start making a ruckus in the base and leave him to be easy pickings outside while collecting us more feathers.
We should get out there.
No, we should stay inside.
Come on, we can take him.
Stamina's the one I have the hardest time keeping up with, and most of that comes from chasing after my boyfriend, especially since he loves to hog the bicycle.
See ya.
For me, the biggest reason I get in the mood to play this game is the building. I really love crafting up a massive stack of cubes and just assembling them together like some kind of particle board Lego box. I leave the functional design to my boyfriend and stick to building obstacle courses on my own time. You want to come do my course?
What?
I made a thing.
What is this?
It's an obstacle course. Obviously, the main draw of the game is preparation for the impending horde. After 7 days, a whole bunch of zombies pass through the map and almost always wipe us out. Depending on how prepared we are for the impending blood moon, it can really make or break an evening.
Get the thing up. No! Oh my god. Tarn, help.
Oh, I'm out of ammo.
Help, Tarn, please. I'm reloading.
This is a game where you really need to plan ahead in order to be successful, but it's pretty hard to do that when you're still figuring shit out. We like to go in with a rough idea of what we want to accomplish in an evening, but more often than not, we lose sight of our main goal.
Look!
No, Dewey, let's go.
No, it's a mini bike!
I mean, there's a million and one things to do when you only got 7 days. That was awesome! Okay, now my turn. My boyfriend is the master architect, and so it's his responsibility to get the horde defense on lock. He claims to have everything under control, but I'll come back from chopping wood and find some half-dug trench with some spikes at the bottom. I don't know what happened to the impenetrable fortress I was promised, but apparently that trader quest was more enticing. I find it poetically ironic that I have to drag him to Trader Joe's on a Saturday morning, but in this game, he spends more time at Trader Joel's than our own base. I won't hold it against him though. I'd rather fight a bunch of undead bastards than hunt for parking too.
What are you doing? You gonna let him snake your spot?
Not worth it.
When we want to kill zombies, 7 Days to Die is a great way to get our fix. Even if we do make it through the horde night, we're not entirely sure what to do from there. To be fair, if we do survive, it means we've been at it for 7 hours, so by then, our goal should just be to get to bed.